Welcome back to Inside City Hall. The Federal Department of Labor released its latest unemployment report today, which showed a slowdown in the jobs market. The economy added 120,000 jobs in March, that's nationally, down from 200,000 jobs that were added in the previous 3 months. But the unemployment rate did dip down to 8.2%. Now, here in the city, a recent report from the Independent Budget Office predicts a brighter than expected outlook for the 5 boroughs, with thousands more jobs being added and a projected budget surplus. So the question is, are we really on our way out of the recession? And there's nobody better to tell us whether or not that's true from the point of view of small business. We've got Roy Hastick from the Caribbean American Chamber of Commerce and Industry and Rick Russo from the Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for joining me. And I'm assuming here that Brooklyn is the world. We're actually going to get around to all of those outer boroughs, but I did want to start in Brooklyn. From your point of view, are we on our way out of a recession? How are the businesses doing?
Business is booming in Brooklyn, and we're seeing a great burgeoning artisanal food movement. Manufacturing has declined over the years, of course, but there's this subsector of artisanal food products, designer cheeses and flavored mayonnaise and this whole great array of products. And the entrepreneurial spirit has never been more alive in Brooklyn, and we're helping promote these businesses and shine a spotlight on that new sector.
So the fancy foods that you're talking about, and I know there's that one restaurant in downtown Brooklyn. Right. Everybody has to wait for months to get a. But where is it being sold? Is it attracting people from Manhattan? Is it a local kind of a scene?
Yeah, at different retailers throughout the borough, and we're helping get point of sale situations set up in Whole Foods. And various other places, and quite a bit of exporting. We have a program called Brooklyn Goes Global, and we participate in the Fancy Food Show and Kosher Fest and shows like that really shine a spotlight on these products. And we have one great success story, Brooklyn Fudge, who we helped from their inception. Within 1 year, they became the official confectioner for JetBlue. So that kind of situation where the Brooklyn brand is so powerful. We're able to really help market in that way, and it has a broad appeal.
And of course, the immigrant entrepreneurial spirit alive and well and never says die. But is all of that effort paying off these days, Roy?
Well, yes. Errol, as I said, Brooklyn is the home of the Caribbean community, and I just want to share that Errol just mentioned. Rick just mentioned that the renaissance is happening in Brooklyn, the small businesses that are doing well. Same thing in the within the Caribbean American community. We see a lot of restaurants that are opening, a lot of shipping companies, a lot of professional agencies, accountants and lawyers. They're doing very well. We were doing well, but we have some ways to go. And I just want to mention that there are some positive things that are happening within the city, especially within the New York City Department of Small Businesses, that just upgraded the local law 129 that's able to help minority and women business owners to access procurement opportunities within the city of New York. So I see on a national level, small business owners are more optimistic. On a state level, the governor just signed a law, I think, and Medgar's College in terms of job creation, and also the Mayor Bloomberg administration is also focusing on jobs.
Well, there were some city initiatives I know of where they specifically tried to streamline things so that people who wanted to start a business, instead of having to go to 8 or 10 or 20 agencies, there's always some gigantic number they cite when you want to open a restaurant, that they've got it sort of slimmed down. Do you have any sense of whether or not that's working?
It's working beautifully. That's NYC Business Solutions, and the Chamber runs the Brooklyn Center, and we help with just a whole suite of services. Financing, in fact, just in the first quarter, we facilitated $500,000 in loans to 19 different businesses to help them start or expand. And then there's red tape, government facilitation assistance, recruitment and training classes, and just a whole array, pro bono legal assistance. And so everything is under one roof, and you can access all these various services.
So I mean, are entrepreneurs and would-be entrepreneurs, have they sort of, I guess, they're voting with their feet and their dollars and their businesses?
We know, Errol, the city is marketing their services much better now than many years ago. And in fact, as Rick mentioned, within the Business Solution Centers, we're working with DSBS on several programs and talking about and marketing the small business services that are available within the city of New York or the borough of Brooklyn. We're promoting more financial literacy workshop, MWB certification preparation, and the job opportunities. So the city is saying to us, go to the business solution centers, get your members jobs, people who are out of work, get them jobs. People are looking for financing, get them tap into the various financial agencies and partners that are available, not only to Brooklyn Chamber, but the Caribbean American Chamber. And I think it's this type of partnership with the borough, and especially between the Brooklyn Chamber and the Caribbean American Chamber of Commerce and Industry, that we've been able to reach so many small businesses in this very diverse borough.
Tell me this. There are big mega projects that we often hear about in Brooklyn. I talk about them with Marty Markowitz frequently, as a matter of fact. And I'm thinking, of course, about Atlantic Yards, right? The Nets basketball stadium looks like it's going to be complete any day now, or in time for the next season anyhow. They're talking about all of the different development, the new hotels down by Coney Island. Downtown Brooklyn continues to see new buildings popping up, new businesses moving in, and so forth. Does that work for small businesses? In other words, the theory is that it's going to create spin-off effects, and there'll be room for new delis or new businesses of other sorts. I don't know, you know, cab businesses, limo companies. Is that actually happening?
It is, and we've actually started working very closely already with the Barclays Center on their procurement opportunities, hospitality, dry cleaning, different types of services like that we're helping get out through our program, Brooklyn Connects, that makes available procurement opportunities. And we do the technical assistance to help these smaller companies negotiate these kinds of bidding opportunities. So yeah, the Barclays Center in particular has been very forthcoming in working with us on that level. And then just the foot traffic that'll be generated from the events along the various commercial strips will be a great boon to the retail strips. And
we are doing the same thing. In fact, we just received an email today within our office, and we are actually reaching out to MWBEs to actually access these opportunities at the Barclays Center. So they are reaching out, and you know, between the borough president, the mayor's office, DSBS, Brooklyn Chamber, and Caribbean American Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Errol, I am very optimistic. We've seen more people are more interested in finding out where the resources are, how to get a job, how to get financing, and it's become much easier. We have a little ways to go. We have to actually encourage the banks to give more loans to small businesses, non-profits. That's a major issue today, because of the fact that sometimes they actually get a contract from the city of New York, and it's very hard to get that money from the city. So, and the banks would not give them a bridge loan. So we're encouraging the city and the state to put a little pressure on them to actually be more sensitive of the especially minority small businesses that are there, that are actually getting contracts, but it's very difficult at times for them to be paid. And also the banks should understand that should help them to keep them going.
Okay, and in our last minute, anything special that our viewers should know about? What are some events coming up?
Well, we have the Building Brooklyn Awards on July 12th. That's the Academy Awards of building, real estate and construction industry in Brooklyn. And so that's a major chamber event coming up. And of course, all of our great events that shine a spotlight on the various sectors. We're going to be bringing back Brooklyn Eats, which is a big surprise. And so that's exciting. And
fondly remembered, yes, the big pig out.
Right.
Well, Errol, the good news is that Khaki is celebrating its 27 years of its existence in this community, and I just want to say that we are continuing to actually promote, and big news is that we are building our first Caribbean Trade Center right here in Brooklyn in the Erasmus compound at the Erasmus Academy Hall in Brooklyn.
Wonderful.
So that is good news for the Chamber after 27 years.
Yes, I've been hearing you talk about this since forever.
That's
and we've often heard about the other big projects. You know, I mean, I didn't even touch on the Brooklyn Navy Yard, which we've toured together and talked about and seen things over the years. Well, look, folks, I thank you for coming in to leave us with a note of optimism from the ground. You know, when people talk about a recovery, seriously, it's usually statisticians or politicians, and I don't think my viewers quite trust them all the time. I know I don't necessarily, but when I hear from you guys about what's really happening on the ground, I get a much better sense. So thanks for spending some time with us tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We are going to take a short break. Straight ahead, I'll talk with the 4 members of our Reporters Roundtable about Mitt Romney's big wins on Tuesday night and what it means for the Republican presidential primary contest. Stay with us.